Good morning. This is Larry. It's Friday. What is it? October 24th, I believe. It's about 10 to 7 in the morning. I'm heading out to the Coolgardie area by Barstow. I'm going to a Prospectors Club of Southern California claim called the Queen Bee. It's a new claim. Actually, I wanted to go out there about a month or so ago. They were going to go out for the first time, but something came up. I couldn't go. But I heard some, some had good reports. Others didn't do anything. But it sounds like the bedrock in most spots is down about 3 feet. And from what I understand, the first 2 feet are just pretty much wasted overburden. But the foot on top of the bedrock and then scraping the bedrock sounds like some did pretty good. Got some pickers and so forth. The only problem I have is turns out the directions aren't that accurate. So I'm hoping I can find this place. I tried to contact somebody to get better directions, but they never got back to me. So I thought, well, I'll take a chance. I'm just going solo. I didn't want to drag everybody out here, and then it turns out to be a place I can't find, or the gold's no good. So figured I'd bring, if I can find it, I'm going to bring some buckets back, run it through my highbanker, see what we got. I brought some water to do some test pans also if I have the time. Getting out here a little later than I anticipated. If I can't find the Queen Bee, then I'll probably just go over to the Red Dog. It's not too far away from the Queen Bee, and get some dirt there. I haven't been out there for a couple months. So I'll see you on the claim, hopefully. I did make it to the Desert Queen Bee. I have no idea how I found this thing. The directions were completely off, and there's dirt roads going everywhere. Somehow I made it here. Now my biggest concern is, will I remember how to work my way out to get back home? Well, I can see this is where they did some digging here on their little first test run. Okay. All right, it looks like whoever had this before, looks like there's some old tailing piles here. I don't know which club had it previously, or if it's just a private owner. Let's look around. Got a little picnic table around that Joshua tree over there. Looks like somebody dug here. This gully, this could be a good area in this gully here. Okay, I'll get my stuff out and take some samples. Here's a big hole they dug here too. They must have been on to something. Okay, it's 7:45. I'm just going to get started digging here. I thought I brought my half-inch classifier, but I brought my quarters, so stuff will classify a little slower with that. That's okay. Yeah, I'm getting started about an hour later than I wanted, so I got to get going before it gets too hot. So kind of dirt we've got here. How far down is it? Feels like about a foot or so from this point to the bedrock. As you can see, about, I don't know, 2.5, 3 feet down, I'm at the bedrock, or the caliche. So that's, and it's actually pretty easy digging here. So far, everything's a plus. It'll be a plus if I can find some gold. So I filled up 8 buckets from this hole, and I'm going to fill up the rest from different areas here. I'll do a little testing. But first, before I leave this hole, I have to slope everything so if a tortoise fell in, he could get out. This hole, the second test hole, has 2 good things going for it. It has a caliche acting as the bedrock. And then up there, and even down here next to the caliche, it has sort of like a, I'll just call it a red clay. I don't know what the material is, but it kind of acts like a false bed rock too. And it's up there, then it's over here next, right bordering the caliche. So those are pretty good signs, I think. Again, this one's about, I'd say about 35 feet from the first test hole. I'm going to fill up 2 buckets here. I filled up 1. I'm almost got a second one going. My next test hole will be over right beyond this group of bushes right here. It's probably about 60 feet from this one, and I'll fill up 2 buckets there. They're good indicators if you dig and you find this black rock, ironstone. Generally where that is a good sign you'll find gold. If you also find the green rock with it, that's even better. Now if you find a trumpet plant, I don't see any right here. People usually say, oh wait, here's one over here. Okay, I'll show you what they look like. Right here. Now if you find that plant, they say normally that's a good indicator of gold also. Find all 3 of those things together, you're doing pretty good. Normally what it means is they generally grow where the ground's been disturbed. So that probably means, say like in the 1800s, they dug here. And they dug quite a bit. They were finding gold. But they didn't have the recovery methods we had. So if you dig there, you'll probably find some, but you just have to remember it already has been dug at one time or another. Of course, probably all this dirt around here has been dug at one time or another. Okay, the third test hole has kind of that same combination. You can see the coffee ground looking stuff. That's always good in this area. And then there's caliche mixed in with it here. That's the bedrock, so you see how far down it is. A couple feet here. Try to break up these clumps as much as I can. Let's come out here with my metal detector to check out for these tailings. Because there could be pickers or nuggets stuck in this stuff that I'm throwing away. My last test bucket, I'm just digging right here, right a few feet from the car. So this will be my last one. Panning 1 scoop from test hole number 1. I didn't see anything. I'll take a scoop from another bucket from test hole number 1, and then I'll move on to the others. Nothing at all in the last one, so my only hope is that when I run everything through the highbanker, I'll find something. When you're classifying in the bucket, you're shaking the thing all over the place, and this stuff is pretty loose, so I'm hoping the gold actually, just from that process, most of it got shook down to the bottom of the bucket, because I'm just scooping off the top. And even then carrying it back to the car, just that shaking could help it to get to the bottom. So that's what I'm hoping. There may be nothing in all these. I've got 13 buckets altogether, maybe 0 gold. But what I'm going to do is I've got to put lids in all these buckets, load it all up, dump my water out, and then I'm going to drive around a little, see if I can see any of the other claim posts anywhere to get an idea how this claim runs. And here's the parking area. They've got a little table around the tree, Joshua tree here, and it's right by the road. But I see a claim marker out that way. I'm gonna walk out there. Hopefully won't run into any green Mojave rattlesnakes. I'm gonna walk out there and see if that's part of the claim too. This is an 80-acre claim. Desert Queen bee. Anyway, there's 2 markers out there, 2 or 3. Yeah, even if I don't find anything in my samples, I'm gonna come back one more time and try it out. Those other spots. If it ends up being good, then in November, it usually starts cooling down. I can bring my dry washer out here and spend the day. Right now, I just try to get all this stuff and get out here before it starts getting too hot. Oh, there's a tarantula right there. All right, so this is the desert queen bee. There's a chieftain. I saw the other end of it over there somewhere. So here we are, the desert queen bee. There's my car and where you park, and then the other markers beyond that. 80 acres. So it could, if it goes in this direction, there's another marker up on that hill. That could be the last marker. I'm not sure. Let's see, it doesn't say if it's what, usually they'll have what corner it is. This one doesn't say. So it could be like this. That location marker could be the center. This is one end, and the other one could be on the other side over there somewhere. Or it could be this is a center and the other one's down there. I don't know. Normally the location marker is right in the center, so I'm guessing it goes that way past the location marker. Might be the same one I saw earlier. He's a pretty good sized one. I'm running my buckets from the desert queen bee through my highbanker. So I'm going to do a clean up here. This is 1 bucket's worth. But I'd show you how much black sand is in this Coolgardie area. It's a whole lot. See it all the way down there. Now, if there was as much gold as black sand, we'd have it made. Well, I don't know how many of them I'll find, but I'm starting to find some nice sized pieces in this stuff I'm running.